What is going on, everybody? Welcome over here to the channel. Today we kick it off with episode 31 of the Montana Cattle Ranch series. So sit back, relax, smash that like button, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget we are doing a giveaway, information in the description below. Let's get to it. So today we kick it off on October 1st over here on the Cattle Ranch series. And I kind of skipped over September. All I did was I did a lot of lawn maintenance care. We fertilized our grass fields and sprayed some herbicide on our canola field. That was pretty much it for the most part. And I did go ahead and already started some chores this morning. Went ahead and took all our slurry and cleaned out our manure pits, put those in the BGA because I've got an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I've got an idea. So right across the road here, we have field number 24, and they're wanting $612,000 for it, and he's got soybeans planted on it. Now we're sitting at about 452,000, so we're kind of off our mark. But I have an idea. Now we have our corn, which is ready to harvest, and I've kind of got our everything already set up, ready to go. And then we also have to herbicide both of our barley fields that was the other thing I did last month. I planted barley in both of those fields. Now, my idea here is I think I'm going to try to come up with as much money as I possibly can. And we are going to buy this soybean field, harvest it ourselves, take it down to the ethanol plant because I don't plan on grinding just soybeans for this series. I want to work on a few other things this time around. So I think we'll make as much money as we can, and if I can purchase that field, we're going to take all that down to the ethanol plant and have soybean meal and diesel made out of it. And that should give us a huge payday towards the end of the year on top of everything else we've got going on. And we should be able to pay another big chunk of our loan off by December. That's kind of the plan anyway. But first thing I want to do is I'm going to actually hire out a worker here. Who do we get? Oh, it's not going to tell me. Oh well. Well, we're going to hire a worker out, have them start harvesting the cornfield for us. And I've already kind of got everything set up, ready to go. We got to make 2 trips down to the co-op. Let me hop in our pickup. And I'm going to trust. Here's a big thing. I'm going to trust a worker to drive our tanker down to our factory as well. And I've got the tanker filled up with a bunch of milk, and we need to restock our production down there. And we've got all our wool, we have a ton of mozzarella cheese, and our eggs. So we're going to sell off the mozzarella, we're going to sell off the eggs, put our wool into the production so it can start making fabric. And we've still got some stuff that we can pick up from the production down at the co-op. Like, I think we've got like 23,000 liters of fabric. So we've got a lot of potential money to be made this episode. And I'd like to do that so we can possibly buy that field and make some income off of it and actually plant what we want into it next year. Shoo, that was a lot. But that is the plan for this episode. A big thing that's going to boil down to it, if we can pull it off, is kind of what we get out of our cheese here. Not sure what just happened, but my recording software just crashed in the middle of talking of that. But we're going to try to see if it's going to work. I hope so. But what I was saying was, the big downfall, not necessarily a downfall, is the cheese production down here goes pretty slow. So we're about to put in, I think, like over 100,000 liters of milk in here. And my guess is that it's going to take a long time for it to process that. Just kind of a guess. But let me go ahead. See if I can pull these off. If not, I'm going to have to... Oh, there we go. It's kind of goofy how I have to do this. But it's going to take quite a while for that, or this production to go through all this cheese. Or milk, I should say. Which, I mean, it's not a big deal. But we are probably going to have to think or do something else with our milk that's being produced. Because I think I've got like... Let me check here. If we go to our special dairy, we are sitting on about 100,000 liters in this one. And it goes through it relatively quickly, but not too quick. And, like, I don't know. Just kind of something I've been trying to work out how we're going to exactly pull this off. Oh no, don't get too close. Thank you. I didn't want it going into the production again. But I'm just going to have to kind of think of something else we can do to start being able to use our milk in another production. I'm just not sure what it's going to be. Do I go ahead and put in another special dairy and we can have double mozzarella being made? Or should I turn it into something else? Just kind of the things I'm questioning. So we ended up with 19,000 liters of cheese ready to go as well. I mean, I guess it kind of goes the same rate as the mozzarella. Maybe not. I think somewhere my numbers are skewed there, because when I checked it earlier, it only said there was like 7,000 liters of cheese. So I don't know. I give up. But we're going to have to come up with another way to process our milk. Sweet. That put us up to $731,000 off that. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and drop our milk off here. So I think I am going to be able to go ahead and buy this field after all. We've got the funds. And then we have a ton of... Oh, I forgot to pick up the fabric. There's just so much going on in this episode that I'm kind of spacing out on everything that needs to be done here. So we got the milk being dropped off. Let's go ahead and pull our fabric out of here. There we go. Semi-truck is empty. I think I'm just going to leave it down here for the time being. Just park it in front of the building here. And we'll pull all this fabric off. Yeah, we're definitely going to be able to make this work. I was a little concerned about it, but I think by the time all our milk's being processed, not to mention we have to start up our BGA that has a lot going on, or we have a lot of manure and slurry in there, I think we will be gravy to make a huge payment on our loan, and should be covered. Do I have any more in here? No. So let's pick this fabric up. We'll do another quick sell-off. We still have our beer as well, but that production actually works relatively slow in comparison to some of these others. I think I will hold off on selling that until probably winter time. And so we got another 217,000 plus another 12,500 in the environmental score, and that puts us up to almost $1,000,000. Very, very good. Now, if I could just learn how to drive the truck, we'd be doing great. But let me go ahead and make it over to the ranch. I'm probably going to have to run grain cart for our worker, but I'm also going to do some preparations on being able to harvest this soybean field after. So let me make it over here and we'll go from there. Bro, this guy has been sitting here the whole time and has not done anything. Okay. I guess let's try this again. Are you gonna combine for us this time? I think I hired the same guy. Okay, there we go. Progress is finally being made. I guess while he's doing that, we will hop over here and we will start herbiciding or spraying these fields, since that needs to be done. And I also was messing around with the map, and I found the plot that we would have to purchase in order to just get that message to go away. And I don't know, I'm on the fence because I'll kind of tell you what I'm thinking, and if you guys want to toss in your input on what you guys think I should do about it, I would love to hear it. Otherwise, I think we're either A, going to have to wait till I'm rich, or we work out a deal, and I'll explain why in just a second. You know what? We can just slow up here, and I can show you what I'm talking about. So if we go over to, where is it at? Plot 127. Okay, if we were to buy 127, it would literally give us all the like open spaces in between our fields, and we would kind of get rid of that, you don't own this field type deal. But they want I'm gonna call it $7.5 million for it. Now, mind you, I wouldn't do anything with any of it other than maybe two separate things. And first thing would be, there's a nice chunk of open land over here that I could sneak in another field that we could do. And then possibly maybe doing some, figuring out a way to do some wood chip harvesting. And I think up in here we could do that. But really, that is it as far as what I could use all that for. And I mean, it goes pretty much a good quarter of the map size. So tell me what you guys think. We could make a way to just being able to purchase that land, and like I said, I really don't want to use it for anything other than maybe putting in a new field. And he's 80% full already. And being able to pull some wood chips off of it, because otherwise I don't need anything else off that other than to be able to like not get bugged every time I go over, and then it stops, doing what I was wanting it to do. Or do we say we make a deal and I put, we'll say $750,000 down for it, and that buys us the property, and we can only use it for those couple things? Or do I just wait till I'm rich? What do you guys think I should do for that piece of property? And like I said, the main goal is just to get it to stop saying, you don't own this field, and not allowing me to do anything in between my fields. He's gonna make me drive through the field. Oh, come on. Why do you keep stopping and going, my guy? You're making this difficult on both of us. I don't know. But I was kind of just rambling there. But I would, you know, love to hear what you guys got to say. I want to purchase it and possibly put in a smaller field on that one open spot. And then actually, if we look straight ahead, right below that hill, possibly use that land to kind of expand the ranch. And then maybe take out some of those trees on top of that hill for some wood chips. And that way we can get into herbicide production as well. But tell me what you guys think. Should we just do it fairly and I should just make that $7 million before I can buy it? Or do I pay like $750,000 and we're able to purchase it that way? Let me know what you guys think. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I really want to just buy it just so we're not dealing with that message. But I would use a little bit of the land that we do acquire from it. So he is emptied. We can hop back in here. I'm shocked it leaves the sprayer on. I find myself hitting the button to turn it on every time I hop in, even though it's still running. Because I'm thinking it turns it off every time, but it does not. And a lot of this... There we go. I was going to say a lot of this looked dead to me, but if I zoomed in my camera just a little bit, I would see that it was not. Okay, we are still spraying. You know, as I'm sitting here doing this, I forgot to do another thing. I was supposed to fire up the BGA. I guess I will do that as soon as we are done spraying some herbicide. As long as I don't forget, because we've had so much going on this episode, we'll be doing good. And I kind of wish I had another combine at this point, and I could actually be harvesting the soybeans on that field too right now, but we cannot afford that. Nor am I going to try to make that move. Eventually, I want to expand to where, you know, we have a couple different combines, and we're able to hire out workers to take care of some of the fields, and we're able to multitask and do other things. Kind of the plan anyway, at least long term. I eventually want to own most of this, you know, this county. Is kind of the plan. I know it's going to take us a while to accomplish that, but I think that's a good goal. Plus, I think we will be able to do it in time. I don't think it's not going to happen overnight, but so far we're doing pretty well for ourselves. I can't complain about that. The money that we're producing now from all our different revenue streams are doing fantastic, in my opinion. And I'm learning at the same time. So it's kind of a win-win. So we got that field done. He's 80% full. So I'm just going to park this here on the side of the road for now. Hop over to our grain cart. Oh, I left the engine running. Not a big deal. I kind of figured these fields would produce more corn than they are. But it looks like we're only going to end up with maybe 55,000 liters off this field. Which, I mean, is pretty good, but I figured it would honestly produce more. And there I go, not being able to drive again. So we'll let him empty, we'll get out of his way, and then I'm going to go ahead and purchase that field and get our BGA fired up. Okay, so he is empty now. We'll get this out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and purchase this soybean field for $612,000. And then I think while I'm at it, they've already got corn on this field. I might as well buy it and harvest it. They want 40, we'll call it 41,000. So I am happy with that. Let me go ahead and hop over to our BGA. We'll just manage it. So we've got 321,000 liters of slurry and another 132,000 liters of manure in here. And these are automatically set to selling. So next episode you will see what they have produced for us. So we'll take a mental note now. We're at 307,000 off that. Honestly, that didn't hurt my bank account as much as I thought it was going to buying that field. We're still going to be able to make a huge payment at the end of the year. I'm pretty happy with that. And he just completed this field. So let's empty this out. And what I think I'm going to do here is I don't really want to run this episode too long. It looks like we're already almost up to like 24 minutes, 25 minutes on this episode of just kind of rambling and taking care of business. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rest of this cornfield, or these cornfield harvested, and then I will go ahead and chime in to show you what we guys ended up getting off this in total. And then I'm going to go ahead and knock out the soybean field and do the same thing. If I were to put in both harvestings of each field, this episode would go on forever. So I will see you guys as soon as this cornfield is done. Alright, so we got this cornfield harvested. Well, both of these. And we almost ended up with a full Super Bee plus 66,000 liters in our grain cart here. So let me go ahead and fill up this Super Bee really quick. And we're going to go ahead and take that corn to our corn dryer. And this other corn we're going to put into our silo. So let's see our total here. So 51,000 liters left in the grain cart, and 75,000 liters left into our Super Bee. So I mean, it wasn't too bad. We ended up with quite a bit of corn off that. I can't complain about that. But it's definitely going to be nice to have this field now. And I think one thing I'm going to go ahead and do before we plant that field or that far cornfield back there, we're going to go ahead and plow those fields up, and that way we can go ahead and get rid of the tram lines. Because I really don't have a use for them because I am allowing us to drive on the field for this playthrough, just because everything's kind of really close together, and yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and plow those up next episode. Okay, cool. We should be able to do this. I'm hoping. Or am I going to have to grab it out of the... Oh, I hate trying to back this thing up. I think I'm going to have to put this in my silo and then take it out of my silo. Oh, wait. Now it's going to let me? I'm so confused. I guess let me go ahead and fill this one up since the icon popped up for it. That's kind of strange. Why wouldn't it let me do it to the back one? Okay, how do I switch you? See, now it's not even giving me the option to unload again. There we go. It's kind of finicky, I guess. And I don't know how much these corn cribs actually hold. Looks to be a decent amount. We may be able to get this full Super Bee in just one of these. You know what? That might have been my problem from the get-go, is because I had it set to the back one and we needed to be on the front one. Now it doesn't... Oh my goodness. I think this is going to be easier to do with a cart, because now it wants to fill. Maybe go up to this one. You know what? I give up on trying to do that. I'm just going to dump this corn into the silo and do it with a cart. You guys may not see that. Like I said, this episode's already kind of running long, so I'm going to just go ahead and put this into our silo, get this soybean field knocked out, and then I will see you as soon as we're done harvesting the soybeans. So that actually turned out to be a lot better harvest than I initially intended. So we ended up filling up our Super Bee all the way, and we still have, what, almost 8,000 liters of soybean left in our grain cart from that. That was pretty good. And then I did go ahead and just purchase the field data for both of these fields we just purchased. I was going to go ahead and do the testing myself, but figuring how it's such a huge field, I kind of just figured I'd just buy it this time around. And then our BGA already ran through all the manure. So we're up to $427,000 just after that hour. So that thing works like crazy good. But we're going to go ahead and run these soybeans down to the ethanol plant and start getting this made, or start getting diesel and some, I want to say it's flour? Soybean meal. So we'll get soybean meal and we'll get diesel out of the ethanol plant. And once all that's done producing, I'll just go ahead and we'll pick it up and do a sell-off the proper way, just so that way we can actually see exactly what that made us. Because we ended up with quite a few soybeans, so it should be a good payday at the end of the day. Alright, we've got it all put in the ethanol plant. Let's get this baby fired up. Soybeans, 50 diesel, 150 X soybean meal, Go ahead and activate that. And this ethanol plant should fly through that. I'm assuming by next month. But I'm going to go ahead and grab the last little bit of soybeans and run it down here. Otherwise, I think that's where we're going to call it on today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.